Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today we are going through my completed pages for December 2024. I have completed 5 pages this month and I have a 6th underway, which I'll show you at the end of this video. And of course, I will be referencing my lovely notebook in which I keep all of my page records in. So, without further ado, the first one that I have completed is a page from Kirby Roseanne's World of Colour. This is a compilation book, meaning that it is a collection of colouring pages from his main book series, such as his World series and his Morpheus series. So let's have a look. Where is it? Okay. So this page is a polar bear and red seals, which I've completed mainly with Prismacolor pencils, some gel pen for some accents, and pan pastel for the auroras here. This was a fun page to complete, mainly because I had to experiment with a lot of different greys and light sources to keep the page interesting and to bring a bit of colour in on what otherwise could have been a very blue page. Now this page I am doing as a buddy colour, so once I have both completed pages, I will share those with you. So I've done with the gel pen, so I've got it on the tops of the water and the ice as well, and some of the little fish, as well as outlining the bubbles. Again, just to create a bit of interest because it is very blue and very white. When I did the colour swatching as I was preparing the colours, the colour scheme that I was using, they were very different on the page, but they have sort of morphed into the same thing. So in terms of the colour palettes that I actually used, so I've got a mix of blues, like purple blues for the water and different for the sky. They're mostly similar, but in my head, they were quite different, but that's all right. And then the Aurora, I've got a colour palette of yellow and different colours for the ice, and then the polar bears, adding in that cream and deco yellow for the light sources. The seals, I've used some reddy oranges and 2 types of pan pastels and some glitter pens and gel pens. I quite like the way this page turned out. It was a challenge because I'd never worked with ice before, but I'm happy with the way it came out. And as always, because I fully burnished the background, it does take a while, and my hand was cramping towards the end. And I've tried to add in a little bit of purple in the light bits here, just for a bit of interest, for a bit of a dappled look. So that's come across quite well. So that was the first page that I have completed this month. By the way, if you have any questions about any of these pages, let me know and I can create a separate video if it is something that could be a tutorial. I'm planning on doing a video on how to use gel pens and colouring pages because that can be quite a tricky medium to use sometimes. Okay, so that's that one. And next, I believe I have, my next is a castle in Enchanted Forest. Now this is like a new print of her first book. So it's not the one that has the sleeve that comes off. Okay, where are we? Not that one. I believe it's towards the, here we go. So this has turned into quite a Wicked themed page, which I think looks quite nice. I used Prismacolor pencils and gel pens and Ohuhu Glitter Markers only. I haven't used any pan pastel in here. I wasn't too happy with how the sky came out. I wasn't too happy with how the sky came out. I was hoping for a bit of a bokeh effect, but I wasn't too pleased with my ability to do so. So I've changed it to just try and be like to me, it looks like a peacock green sky with the white clouds coming forward. However, I suppose if you look at it in reverse, it looks like a white sky with green clouds. Either way, so I really like the way the castle came out. I experimented with some different brown combinations that I haven't before. I've used a lot of white and gold just to cover up all the black lines on the windows. And I really like the pink combinations as well. I wanted to keep it mainly a pink castle, so hence why the walls are just they're the one colour with a bit of shading, of course. And I've just kept the flags nice and simple with some gold gel pen on the outline. And I've been experimenting with different combinations of green. And you can see how sparkly that Ohuhu Glitter Marker is too in those gel pens. Different shades of green and different techniques for shading leaves. I really like these ones here. That came out really well. And then I've just used different combinations of blue for the water and some gel pen to, again, cover those lines. I could go ahead and do this one the same, but I just wasn't in the mood for it, given that it took so long. And I feel sometimes if you complete like a full page of this, sometimes you just need to move on before you come back to the next one. So I have recorded all of the leaf colours that I've used. So I've just gone with a bunch of different greens here. I've tried, majority of it is your blue greens. There's a little bit of yellow greens or more of muted greens in here. Not too many, but rather than record all the individual combinations, I've just gone through and written them all down because I literally just experimented with all of them and added them together and see what worked. And that was a fun exercise to do as well. So I find with my colouring pages at the moment, I'm not only colouring, but I'm also experimenting with what works for future pages because my journey, I'm still relatively new. I've had my channel for a couple of months, as many of you may know, after having a break from colouring for quite a few years. So I'm just getting back into it and finding out what works and what styles I like. So here I've got my colour combinations for the water, the castle walls as well. You could choose a bit of a different pink. These two are same but different. The pink rose is slightly darker. And on the camera, it looks a little bit more purple, almost. Anyway. And those, yeah, so you can see how many glitter and embellishment pens I've chosen too. So shiny. I love these Signo glittery ones. They're so nice. Yeah, so I really feel like I brought out my inner child with this one in terms of all the colour selections. And I've tried to, with the background, I've tried to go from dark to light, and I've added in some little white circles as well. That's my second one. All right. Now my third one, which is actually a colour along on my channel if you're interested. I don't have too many colour alongs at this stage. I am building up my colour along repertoire. So this Maze Hedge, this has come out so well. I love how 3D it looks, especially on camera. I used a ruler to get all of the hedges straight. I don't believe I could do that freehand, and I wanted the paths to be quite even as well. And I've used the same greens throughout. So there's 4 different types, and then with these smaller leaves, I've really just used the darkest and the lightest green because you can't really fit all colours into those tiny leaves. And I've just added in some purple for a bit of interest, and I've added some red gel pen, again, just for a bit of interest. And the most satisfying part of this page to colour was absolutely the path. The colours just blended together so well. It's only 3 colours. What was it? So we've got the path was light umber, beige sienna, and seashell pink. And here is my hedge combination, the green leaves as well, and the purple leaves and the snails. And there was another leaf on there too. That was that color. So I've tried to, you can see how, because it's like purple leaves and snails, I've tried to keep the color cohesive, and that's why I've kind of done the snail purple as well, because I didn't want to introduce any new colors. I wasn't quite sure if that would just confuse it or not, because it's already quite busy. So this is a page that I'd been staring at for a long time, thinking, what could I do with this that would be interesting? And so looking on Pinterest, I found some hedge ideas, so I thought I'd give that a go. And yeah, it's come up quite well. So this is a 2-part color along on my channel. If you are interested in this, I'll put a link up in this video. So that is number 3. It's come up so well. Okay, number 4, which, this is one of my favorites. This is coming out so lovely. So this is from Wonder Morphia, which is part of the Morphia series that he has. And these books, he's got, they're like the color and search. There's objects that you can find, and they're at the back of the book. So here's like a list of what you can find. And if you're into that, I don't really, I just want to get in and color. So this is my clock page here. I'm so happy with how this came out. This is a blend of Prisma Color pencils and Ohuhu markers for the flowers and the bird, and then gel pens for the hands. And there's also gel pen on the flowers as well, which I really like. It's come up so great. And Ohuhu glitter markers for the middle of the flowers as well. I just love this it's like a black silvery one. It's like black ink with silver glitter, and it just catches the light so well. So this particular one, I've gone for a rose gold metal look, and I was a little bit intimidated at first, so I watched a few tutorials and a color along to achieve this look, and I'm quite happy with how it came out. So if you are interested in my rose gold color combination, here it is. So we've got a series of 6 shades. So I start with my Deco Peach on the whole thing, and then I add in color as I go and I get darker. And then finishing with Espresso, I may have even added in a bit of extremely dark grey. And then I've based with a cherry red alcohol marker, and then I've gone through and coloured in some areas for some shading. If you would like to know how I base my images with alcohol marker, I also have a video up on my channel which I can link for you if you're interested in that. And for the leaves, I've just gone with like a muted green as well. The bird, I slightly regretting the color choice. It looks okay. It could have gone lighter, but I didn't want it to get lost, so I thought I'd go bold. But I mean, look, it's probably just a stylistic choice. It's not really the wrong choice. It's just whether, I don't know, I'm not a fan of it. But anyway, and then I've got some shimmery insects as well, and I've done the wings in a light Prismacolor and then gone over the top with white just to kind of give like a translucent effect. And I actually wasn't quite sure what these things are. There's 2 of them that they look like little feathers coming out of the flowers. I wasn't sure, so I just put gel pen over the top. The white parts on the page ended up getting quite dirty, so it looks like they've been coloured in, but they haven't. And the background was done in entirely Prismacolor pencils, which I can bring that up for you. So we have Sandbar Brown, Beige Sienna, and Seashell Pink. And I've just used the same kind of method as I did with those hedges. You just burnish the page and go lighter as you get closer to the middle. Is that the same? I was wondering if it's this light umber base here. No, it's a little bit, so on the path I've got light umber as the darkest, and here I've gone Sandbar Brown. I think just because I wanted a bit of more of a vintage kind of look, which I'm really happy with. I like all the muted colours and then the brightness of the flowers. They really stand out. So I'm so happy with that. And even I'm really happy with this lamp down here as well. So this has been a page that I've wanted to colour since I first had this book, because I've seen it done a few times on social media and I thought, yep, that's right up my alley, I'll do that. Some of his images I'm just not quite sure about. They're a little bit, I don't know, a bit, not scary, but just not things that I'd, really like to colour in. All right, my fifth completed page is from Leila Julie's Walk in the Woods. Now, when I was colouring this page, I spilt my coffee all over it, so I'm a little bit, it's a little bit damaged, but it's not too bad. Like you can see, it's just, I'll zoom you out because these books are they're a bit bigger than A4, these particular ones. Okay, so this was another image that I have based in alcohol marker. So the leaves I based in a light green, or a pale green, I should say. That third one there, the pale green for the Ohuhu. And then I've gone over the top with Prismacolor pencil, and I've also based the berries in a dark purple and as well as the pink section of the stalks. I've tried to copy the true colours of an elder plant, and I think there's actually two different kinds of plants in here, but I've just made them all the one. And then I've done the background in some green and chartreuse just to contrast against the berries a little bit, just so the whole page is not entirely green. I mean, it's mostly green, but just for a bit of interest. So that was all Prismacolor pencils as well. And I quite like the way that the branches have come out. I've used some different browns there so you can see. Yeah, come up quite good. This is just a plastic sheet here that I had behind it because of the markings. I've just kept it there while everything's settling. I have put a light coat or two of fixative on the page. So I've just got this here while it settles, and I'll take it out in a month or two. So you can see, as you probably know, when you base with alcohol, the page behind will need to be sacrificed unless you're willing to work with it. I'm certainly not, because I kind of feel that if I were to go over this again with another colour, it might show through, like if I was to use alcohol markers again. So I'm really only using alcohol markers in the pages I'm willing to sacrifice, or the ones that just have text or nothing on the background. Oh, you can see, it's more coffee that's just come through. I've tried to get it up as much as I can. The good thing was, because I literally spilt it all over the page, the good thing was that it was all burnished, so the waxiness and the ink just kind of didn't absorb it. It just kind of set the coffee on top. So I'm such a klutz. I really shouldn't have drink around. In terms of my colour selection, yes, so for the leaves, we've got the pale green. Zoom you back in, I think. I've got the pale green for the base, Prussian green and apple green, espresso for the dark sections, and grey green light for the highlights. And for the berries, violet black, and then I've just gone through with the highlights with white and then shading with black and pomegranate for a bit of colour. And for the berry stalks and the twigs, a third alcohol marker and some colours here. And for the background, we've got Prussian green, apple green, chartreuse, grey green light. So I really, really, really enjoy colouring in Leila's pages. I recently bought another book of hers, which is coming up on my channel as a silent book flip through. So I'm looking forward to colouring in that. Right, so that's one. And my last page, which I'm still working on, but I will show it to you. It will be featured in January's completed pages. Because I tend to film my videos, say, from the 27th to the 27th of the next month, rather than, you know, from the 1st to the 30th. So, this is a page from Johanna Basford's Rooms of Wonder, which you may have guessed already. This is a new book of mine that I received as part of my Christmas gift from my parents. They've given me a series of Johanna books, so I'm very excited. So, yes, as you saw when I opened this up, this is like a jungle shower room, like a tropical shower room. I absolutely love the colours. I've been experimenting with a few different techniques just to expand my own knowledge, I suppose, and my own skill. As you can see, yeah, I've got some Posca pens for the outside on this purple here, and also for some highlights around the leaves. It's coming up quite well. It's looking very backlit, which I love. So it's looking like, in terms of light, we've got a lot that's going to come from the back, and there's a fair bit that's coming from the front as well. I'm going for like a copper look. I might even darken this up, especially on the pipe. I've just added in a few green bits for some oxidization, because that's usually what happens on copper pieces. So yeah, I'm experimenting with some different color combinations, different ways of shading. So for example, with these purple flowers here that are hanging, a lot of this is a blend of pink and purple, and then blue and purple. I find that it's a really interesting way to shade. And then it's a different technique with the background that I'm usually used to, but I really like the way that it's come up, and I think I might carry this technique through to other pages that I complete. So I will go through and bring all the grey into the middle. I'll leave the lightest section for under the shower head, and I will not introduce any new colours. I have a whole bunch of pencils that are sitting beside me right now. I think I have about 30 that I'm working with, and I will bring them through to the leaves and the rocks down here, which I have not decided what colour to do those yet. Perhaps like a bit of a coppery colour, but a little bit darker, maybe some green in them, or even a bit of grey. I'm not quite sure just yet. So that is the current page that I'm working on, and I just have a bit of plastic sheet behind it. I prefer this better than paper, to be honest. So there you have it. Those are my 5 completed pages for December. I'm amazed at people that can complete more than that. Hopefully, I'd love to complete more, but I think the pages that I do are just so massive that sometimes it's a little bit difficult. So there's that one there. Let's flip through to my polar bear. A polar bear here. Oof. So there's so much colour in this month. I love it. It's, yeah, just looking at them all together. Let's zoom me out even further. Move up here, and then I think I like to look at them as well all together, because then you can kind of see what colours I've kind of favoured. There we go. Lots of green. Lots of green. I feel like there's green in everything but this one. Yeah. Looking so nice. I love the way those seals have come out as well. So thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I hope that today's pages have given you some inspiration and tips on how to complete your colouring pages. And if there are any questions that you have, or if you'd like me to do more of a deep dive into any element that you see today, please let me know and I will create a separate video for you. If you would also like photos of the colour combinations that I use, feel free to go back and screenshot those in my book. Or if you're unable to do that, please let me know in the comments and I will post some photos on my community page on YouTube, or I can even write them in the comments. Just let me know. If there are any pages that you would like to see me colour in January, let me know in the comments below. I will be shooting that video in the next week, and I have a whole stack of new books that I'm very excited to go through. So if you have any suggestions, please let me know. I plan to do some smaller colour alongs for January. I'll also be releasing a whole bunch of book flip throughs. So there is a playlist on my channel in which you can look at all the books that I have in my collection. I flip through page by page so you can decide if you would like to purchase the book for yourself. So without further ado, happy colouring, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.